I arrested my former training officer for DUI. He was driving his daughter to the hospital while intoxicated. What happened next changed both our lives. Have you ever had to choose between loyalty and duty? As a police officer for 8 years, I've made countless difficult decisions, but none compared to the night I saw a familiar truck weaving across the center line at 2 a.m. It was a quiet Tuesday in April. I was in a speed trap on Mach 16 when headlights appeared, approaching fast and drifting erratically, standard procedure. Lights on, pull over, approach with caution. As I walked toward the vehicle, I recognized it immediately, part of blue Ford F-150 with a distinctive dent. My stomach dropped. This was Sergeant Mike Reeves' Trek. The same Mike who had trained me 4 years earlier, taught me everything from handcuffing technique to which diners serve decent coffee at 3 a.m. The same Mike who said at my academy graduation, "You are going to make us proud, kid." I shined my flashlight through the window. Mike's eyes were bloodshot. Speech slurred as he fumbled for his license. I could smell the alcohol from 2 feet away. "Mike," I said quietly, "step out of the vehicle, please." That's when I noticed his 14-year-old daughter in the passenger seat, clutching her arm at an unnatural angle, tears streaming down her face. "She fell off her bike," Mike explained, words running together, "taking her to Memorial. It's faster than waiting for an ambulance." I was facing every officer's nightmare, Perta, a judgment call with no good options. My training officer was clearly intoxicated, endangering himself, his injured daughter, and every other driver on the road. "You need to step out, don't be ridiculous," he snapped. "I am fine. She needs her father. She needs medical attention." "Not a car accident," I replied, hand moving to my radio. "Mike, please don't make this harder." Mike failed every element of the field sobriety test, blowing a .19 parent more than twice the legal limit. As I recited his hand rights he had taught me, and his daughter sobbed in the passenger seat, I radioed for an ambulance while placing Mike in my patrol car. The look of betrayal in his eyes cut deeper than any knife. "You ungrateful piece of shit," he hissed. "After everything I did for you?" I didn't respond. Instead, I assured his daughter the ambulance would arrive soon. I called my sergeant, knowing this arrest would ripple through our entire department. The department was divided. Some officers wouldn't make eye contact. Others quietly expressed support. Mike was suspended and I was temporarily reassigned. 3 weeks later, I found an envelope in my locker. Inside was a 30-day sobriety chip from Athier and a note in Mike's handwriting. "You may have saved 2 lives that night." Mike had been struggling with alcohol for years following a shooting incident. My arrest became the breaking point he needed, Pert, when he couldn't deny his problem anymore. 6 months later, someone slid into the booth across from me at a diner. Mike looked different, Pertle, clearer eyes, steadier hands, 15 pounds lighter. "I owe you an apology," he said, "and a thank you." He was 180 days sober. His daughter had forgiven him. His marriage was in counseling. He'd finally started processing the shooting that haunted him. "I was driving my daughter to the hospital that night, but I was really driving us both to a tragedy," he said. "You did exactly what I trained you to do, pair, protect, and serve, even when it's hard." Mike never returned to patrol. Instead, he became our peer support coordinator, working with officers dealing with trauma and substance abuse. He implemented a no-questions-asked ride program for impaired officers last month. I attended Mike's 1-year sobriety ceremony. He asked me to stand beside him. "This man did his job when it would have been easier not to," he told the room. He reminded me that the badge means putting others before yourself. After the meeting, Mike's daughter, Parent, now 15 and fully recovered, Parent, gave me a handmade card. "Thank you for arresting my dad. He's himself again." Sometimes doing your duty means making impossible choices. Sometimes loyalty means holding someone accountable even when it breaks your heart. And sometimes the hardest moments become the most important. I still pull over drivers who weave across the center line, but now I understand that sometimes the most important life you save isn't just the one in immediate danger. Part, it's the one behind the wheel too.